Shamanism and specifically animism was a game changer when it came to shifting my mindset from being someone who was depressed from about the ages of 11 to 21 into someone who has figured out how to regulate their hardware or their nervous system and their software or their ideologies and beliefs and become a human who thrives. What is animism? Well, ultimately, it is a way of looking at the world and believing that every being around us, whether inanimate or animate, has a soul, and therefore allows for us to form relationships with them. Now, these relationships are going to be generated by communicating with them, just like you would any other sentient being. And it was such a game changer because I feel like it allows for people, especially who grew up in the West without this concept embedded in our everyday lives, it allows for us to inject more magic and more imagination into a world that otherwise forces us to often be more in our heads and therefore being more prone to anxiety and depression than it would otherwise necessitate. So all of it is to say, shamanism is a huge, and animism injects a level of delulu that I think is just amazing. And please don't get me wrong when I say delulu. By delulu, I don't necessarily mean delusional. I just mean that it assists us in shifting our perspective into a space of perhaps more negative prone and instead into more enlightenment. So yeah, give animism a try and research more into it if you've never heard of it. But if you do find yourself in the spiritual shamanic world or being someone who believes in animism, I'm curious what impact it's had on you.